so I'm gonna check on that in a minute, but was it? That's good though, right? Alright, so there was something else I wanted to watch. Well, where is it? Did he delete it? Is that it? Well, we'll do this one, I guess.
The dragons.
Alright. Good. And then after this, I'm gonna have to end for the evening. This is where I call it. Gotta be on crew to something. What? Oh, that's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna have to
The dragons called it
head off.
the Age of Mortals. Probably a mistake. Everything's on fire. The factions were ravaged. There's a
Oh, this is Warcraft's Age of Mortals backfired.
giant sword that is sticking out of Silithus right now, and our big cosmic protectors are currently locked away babysitting Sargeras.
I mean,
Leaves us a bit weak. It's been only 11 years since
Not wrong.
we took over from the dragons, and in that time, I think we've shown what an Age of Mortals looks like. The place
Bad.
is an absolute mess.
It looks
There's
bad.
no situation that the player characters can't walk into and kind of make worse. And that's why we need Skillshare, today's sponsor, where the first 1,000 to follow my link or use promo code
face is
Bellular
itchy.
Gaming will get a month of Skillshare Premium for absolutely free. Today, YouTube success, script, shoot, and edit by
I
Marquez
don't
Brownlee.
usually
is what
do
we're
this,
looking
but
at.
I'm gonna
The
like
YouTube platform,
skip through
and there's a
this.
lot that everyone can learn. I mean, I've just learned a bit more of all these
I'll
resources.
usually
actually
watch
exist
the
when I was starting
advertisements
off.
'cause I don't
But
really
the good news
care,
is they
but-
exist for you, so check them out. And of course, in Skillshare, there's so much more. Photography, writing, productivity, and you can check all that out for free with our 1-month trial. So hit up that link down below, use the Bellular Gaming promo code, and thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring. Okay, let's go. The Age of Dragons lasted for 10,000 years, and in that time, they did quite a lot. They fought in the War of the
That's
Ancients,
true.
saved the Sunwell
They
a bunch
did.
of times, protected the timelines,
Yep.
protected the ley lines, and
Yeah.
1,000 other things I'm sure we will find out about in the Dragonflight expansion.
Probably.
At the end of Cataclysm, the Dragonflights agreed
Ah,
that
Alex
their
Straza.
duty was somehow fulfilled. Now that was a
Oh.
bit weird.
I'm just realizing that I should lower the game volume. Sorry about that.
Considering they just defeated Deathwing. Was their great purpose just to defeat another dragon that only became an antagonist because they were uplifted for their purpose?
Yeah, that seems
Okay,
a
but
bit
that's not the most confusing thing
weird.
that happened. The most confusing thing
Okay.
is they looked at us and left us in charge.
Thank
Sure,
you,
the dragons
Doctor.
got a lot
I
wrong.
can do that.
There was Deathwing and Malagos. They both went a bit mad, both tried to wipe us out. We've still got Morazon to deal with down the line, and what, like
He looks
4
really cool.
evil dragonflights now? Then there's the Well of Eternity, Sundering, Orc Invasion, Third War. Quite a lot of things happened during the Age of Dragons.
That's
But
true.
in a way, it kind of pales in comparison to our track record. We kicked it off with a bang. Garrosh was war chief. He unleashed the first mana bomb. Now that is the Azerothian equivalent to a nuke. And basically a sin against every dragonflight. It
Though, that scenario was so much fun.
wiped out life, damaged the earth, and was an absolute abuse of arcane. The reds, blues, and greens really should have started to question their choice at that point. I mean, the essential component
They
of
probably
that bomb
did.
was the
I mean,
focusing
honestly.
iris. A blue dragon artifact that the Horde stole from a clearly inadequate dragon escort. But it was too late, and we were only just getting started. The war spread to Pandaria, and we didn't even know that there was a big bad to fight. We just went around completely wrecking the place with our faction war. The climax of that was a mortal Garrosh unleashing the heart of Yasharj, an old god. He racked the Veil and made us look like a pack of idiots in front of the August Celestials. The Veil is now healed, but we did way more damage while we were there. You see, in our infinite wisdom, we ran around the Timeless Isle. We powered up the Vision of Time, this big hourglass, like a bunch of headless chickens for this guy called Kairos, who, in retrospect, maybe was a little bit suspicious. Now, a vision from that hourglass, while we were powering it up, showed us Kairos standing over the dead body of Sora Dormi,
Oh no.
Nosdomu's consort. That's bad.
Yeah.
Does that not show Kairos a bit of a bad guy? Why didn't we question that at the time? Oh well, we just handed over more and more power to Kairos.
Yeah, we probably should have been
And he then used
questioning
that to split the timeline. That started the butterfly effect that got Garrosh to Draenor and the Iron Horde to our doorstep.
Man, that's a great place for me to have paused it. When you consider all the stuff that we did, that we facilitated. Yeah, there's questions.
As soon as we turned up in Draenor, we freed Ner'zhul, Cho'Gall, and Terran Gore from the Iron Horde. Interesting move. They are actually three of the most evil names in the whole franchise. And yeah, these were AU versions of it, but the rap sheet of the ones that we knew, it was bad enough for us to probably know better. And we freed them because Khadgar told us to? Our quest told us to? Yeah. Those, at the time,
why did Khadgar tell us to?
Had very large consequences. But that's the whole thing of the mortals. Point us, and we will shoot. So, let's do a little highlight reel of our destruction. We sure can shoot at others, but it must have horrified the dragons when we started to shoot at each other. Our planet was bleeding from Sargeras' sword.
Yep.
Azerite was super powerful, and sure, some of us had this happy Care Bear situation where we went around trying to fix it with the heart. Isn't that lovely? But of course, the powers that be, power structures that matter, the Alliance and the Horde, were a little bit more busy figuring out how to make that stuff into mass weapons of destruction.
They really were.
Can you imagine anything more anti-Guardian of Azeroth than using Azeroth's blood to power our guns? To kill each other with. Sweet. The dragons had a lot to deal with at that time.
I never thought about
The whole
that.
Heart of Azeroth thing by
Like, really?
I kind of wonder what they thought sitting there in the Chamber of the Heart with us. I don't know, maybe they thought it was time to get the band back together. But we could use, of course, our talent for good. The biggest test of the Age of Mortals was the Legion invasion. We knew that something was coming since the Burning Crusade, but we'd been so busy wrecking the place that nobody besides Rathian and Khadgar were really trying to prepare for it.
Yeah.
And during Legion,
We sure did, like, just completely disregard the whole imminent Legion threat. Like, demon invasion.
got a lot right. And we also kind of nearly killed the planet. We didn't have our hand on Sargeras' sword, but we were the guardians of the world, and we did kind of fail. The wounds stabilized, but Silithus is destroyed, and whatever's in store for the sword definitely can't be good for our planet. It's a pity none of us seem to be looking into that. And of course, even when we did win and kill Argus, turned out that actually had the humongous unintended consequences of, well, sending his soul straight to the Shadowlands so that the Arbiter could get taken out.
Oh
Not
gosh.
necessarily our
Poor
fault,
Arbiter.
but we're really getting into the whole weird realm of the Jailer's Gigabrain
The
plan
Arbiter
for
looks
cosmic
really cool.
domination and all the weird things that means. But of course, sometimes we're just really, really stupid. Denathrius seemed like a pretty cool guy, and he had this problem. There was a rebellion, and we could help him sort it out. And so we trapped the accuser and got her banished to the Ember Ward.
Yeah, we
Now,
did
those
do
rebels,
that.
of course, turned out to be the good guys, and we figured Denathrius out eventually. But he got a key part of his plan from us, the Medallion of Domination. Talk about being railroaded by the game into making a bad decision, because, of course, most of us had already seen Afterlives. We kind of all knew that Denathrius was a prick, and it was pretty clear at the start of the expansion. How many times?
Actually, I haven't
has
seen
a cunning
Afterlives. I
villain
should
gotten us
probably
to
watch
do their
that.
bidding? In Legion, we fell right into Xavius' trap.
Would y'all want to do that?
Of course, Ysera, the green aspect, was pretty much killed. There was also that time when the Horde started to help Sylvanas, which, of course, we now know means actually that they were helping the Jailer. In BFA, you could straight up be a Sylvanas loyalist. Not every mortal has to be a Guardian of Azeroth, but that was us quite literally helping Sylvanas destroy reality, I suppose. So that's an ultimate fail. Really,
Yeah.
there's not been a bad guy that at least some of us haven't been desperate to help. How many people ran around gleefully with the Gift of N'Zoth on their head? Even when we were warned in his warped nightmares, we
That's
kind
true.
of still thought it would be a good idea to be his agent, and I know that
To be fair, for a while I was running around with a dagger that whispered to me.
some of you are still Team Void. Again, nobody in the setting really questioned any of this. Curious. If the dragons knew about the gift, what would they say? Because, of course, N'Zoth was pretty much enemy number one for the dragons. He corrupted Deathwing, which, per the logic of Cataclysm, kind of means that N'Zoth gave them their purpose? Oh,
That's
man,
weird.
That's weird,
That's
lore.
really weird.
Then Ashara. The dragons told her the Well of Eternity would just be a big beacon to basically say, hey, evil people, come get us. We're very powerful, very juicy, delicious. She then doubled down and ended up summoning the Legion. Of course, then she ends up being Queen of the Naga, and we just could not help but get her the Blade of the Black Empire. Why do we do that? I think we're going to be dealing with the consequences of the Age of Mortals for a very, very long time yet.
Probably.
Still not over, though. So the Naga's big plan in BFA was to summon in a storm that would wipe all the land dwellers off Azeroth.
Yeah.
What did we do in our infinite wisdom? Oh, we end up turning to Xalatath of all people to sort it out. We made sure that she got her body, which is very nice of us, and then we got her all the relics the Naga were going to use, and of course she immediately sold us out to N'Zoth for her freedom.
Yep.
Then she opens a portal, she says,
Why
alright,
wouldn't
cheers,
she?
see you later, and disappears into the cosmos. We didn't take care of so many things as Guardians. Xalatath is almost certainly going to return, and I have a feeling she's probably going to want to kill us. Maybe something a bit more spicy, who knows? Ashara, we also let her get off scot-free, didn't we?
Why?
The source of nearly
is the question.
all of Azeroth's Legion-related grief. And in
She
that
really
of the,
is.
we just let her walk away. Just to illustrate how bad this is, she says she's done with intermediates. She's going to find the true throne of power. That means Void. Ashara literally disappeared into the cosmos to Void's true throne of power. Nothing is ever truly finished, even when we killed Xavius and finally ended the whole Emerald Nightmare thing, or so we thought. It
That all
turns out
seemed
that in
pretty
doing
bad.
that, we actually just traipsed in and, left a little remnant of the nightmare.
Yes, that is so creepy. The flower. I remember finding that.
They're ready to just, of course, take another shot at Azeroth. Speaking of the future, we've been speculating for years that an invasion from the light was coming and that it's going to come from AU Draenor. Yrel was just the Draenei that we saved at the beginning of Warlords of Draenor. When the Mag'har came over, though, from AU Draenor, many years had passed on their world, and Yrel had basically radicalized the Draenei into a fanatical light army that was converting everybody by the sword. Or I suppose the hammer. But there's no way we...
Okay, that's kind of interesting. That would be a different spin, something that I wouldn't have expected, honestly.
could have predicted that. Who knows, though,
Yeah.
maybe if we just didn't show Yrel that you could sort out all your problems by killing them, it would have turned out a little bit better. At the very least, maybe we should have checked up on them, but I suppose nobody bothered. Even just a single moment of due diligence for almost any of these problems would have went a very long way for the mortals. But no, even the wise Khadgar basically just forgets. You know, like when the jailer said that there's something to come. He said that in the sepulchre of the first ones, right in front of us. He's literally dying, turning back into a weird shriveled raisin robot. He's dying. He says, by the way, there's a very large problem coming.
Well, okay. Why does it look like he lost resolution?
Everybody, very big problem. Bye. That's what the jailer does when he dies. Nobody followed up with that. Khadgar's there. We see him later. He's just like, all right, see ya. Nobody.
There are a lot of
Nobody
questions,
goes
aren't
and
there?
asks the other Eternals, what's going on? What was he talking about? We don't ask the Enlightened about it? I guess we look at Fareem's notes and say, oh, look at that crazy motherfucker. Maybe we'll work that out later.
It seems like a bad
The mortals
idea.
are bloody
It feels like
morons.
getting ahead of it would
You'd
be
really
better.
think that whatever the Chuckler talked about is something we need to prepare for, but no. You know, we really did mess up a lot more than I talked about in this video. And maybe this is an unfair video, maybe it's one we're just doing for the memes and the fun, but it really does bring home how, I suppose, hard being a Guardian of Azeroth is. You can't even trust the adventurer beside you isn't actually secretly working for N'Zoth, because guess what? The whole Gift of N'Zoth plotline still hasn't paid off. Yeah, what's going on there?
This
so
is
the dragons
true.
are coming back from their holiday. I mean, guys, like, dragons, I know you like, booked an 11-year resort holiday or something. You really didn't want to come and intervene, but they really should have done a little bit more. So, them coming back probably has got something to do with the state of Azeroth at the minute.
I mean, probably.
But we're going into an expansion of hope.
Azeroth was stabbed. Our planet was stabbed. I feel like they probably should have come back a little sooner.
This is not going to be the dragons as head honchos or us mortals as head honchos. It's going to be both of us trying to defend Azeroth from whatever nasty is lurking around the corner. What is that nasty? I don't really know. We don't know what the final villain of this expansion is, but hey, we did do a video pretty much trying to work it out, and I think it's a really damn good video, so do watch that one as well.
I'll have to
Overall,
watch that
then,
at some
the
point.
mortals. Really, if you flip this video on its head, this is a video about some of Blizzard's storytelling style. I don't think they always do a great job of the protagonist characters, be that the cast of the game and also the role of the player character. They don't do a great job of dealing with things, of epiloguing things, of having big long conversations after things. And I think there's a really big missed opportunity there, because they kind of go sprinkle in some mystery. But they actually could get a lot of really good storytelling if they just have us go chat to NPCs and have some NPCs talk to us and have a conversation about it. One of the biggest strengths about that other game, I won't mention its name, but I think you might know what it is that after a big thing happens, generally the characters will talk about it. They'll chew the fat on it, because they're actually, well, they feel like rational agents in the world with their own dreams, hopes, desires, thoughts, focuses of interest. And because of that,
just
they
slammed her head
kind of
into the
work out
table.
what
That had
could
to
be coming
hurt.
next. They have a chat, they have a think. I think Blizzard really needs to start having the cast of World of Warcraft do that as well.
That
I
would
think
be
patch
great,
9.2.5
honestly, it would be.
should probably have a quick quest line going around the other Eternals, trying to work out what's going on, having a chat about it, fleshing the world out. So, pointing out that the mortals are pretty sloppy, I think we're kind of pointing out
Are they still streaming,
that there's maybe
Doctor?
a few gaps in the way that this game is written, and I think Blizzard stands to gain a hell of a lot by filling those gaps in. And with that said, that's this video filled out, so thank you very much for watching. Let me know what your top disaster of the Age of Mortals is. I mean, hell, kind of forgot to mention Teldrassil burning or any of that in this video. Huh, probably should have done that. Oh well, have a great day, goodbye.
Sylvanas did kind of set the tree on fire. So yeah, I agree. I agree that we have been really dumb in what who we have chosen to ally ourselves with in WoW in the past. And it would be really interesting to see some, if not all, of those loose threads kind of completed, kind of wrapped up, you know? Alright.